All right, so before we let you go, I decided that since you guys won the first annual award for tabletop games, I'm going to create a brand new mini segment. It's 10 questions related to gaming. Pretty simple, but we like to get different people's ideas and feelings on different things. So just going to hit you with these 10. Whatever comes to mind, just give us the answer.
Sure.
What is your favorite male character in a game that you've played?
Probably Guruk from Magic the Gathering, because I like the beatdown.
Ah, okay. And what about female? What favorite female character from any game? Board game, video game? That's harder.
Probably. I believe it's pronounced Chandra, the Fire Mage.
Yes.
From Magic, because I like the red green. So.
Yeah, I love her art too. I mean, she looks like she's gonna burn you up.
Exactly.
All right, here's another one. Favorite game level. So it could be just one level from any game. What would you say that one that you really enjoyed?
Oh boy. I was a fan of the Sonic games from many years ago. So there was a bunch of those that I liked quite a bit, and and also the Pikmin game for the GameCube. The original Pikmin. I'd probably say it would probably have to be Pikmin. I enjoyed that one a ton, and I'm trying to remember the names of the various levels, but the one where there was you had to deal with water. There was desert and water, and you had to cross fire. There was all these different challenges you need to get different Pikmin types for, but I can't remember the name of the level.
I'm sure somebody will be someone that's a super fan, they'll be able to name it. I know, if it was Sonic, I'd probably be able to name almost any level, because I love the Sonic series myself. All right, so if you could visit any video game world, which would you like to visit?
Well, it's the problem is they're all fraught with danger.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's only a visit. I was gonna put live, but I'm like, that's a little bit too harsh. It could be a short visit, hi, oh my God, I'm out.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be any of the Walking Dead games. No way.
Maybe you'd send your enemy.
Maybe it's maybe one of the Sonic or Mario worlds, because there's lots of gold lying around in those. So you scoop some of that up and then head out.
Bring home a little something from your vacation.
Yeah.
All right. So what about favorite boss or boss fight in the game?
Oh, favorite boss fight. Yeah, it's the problem is I'm terrible at remembering the details and the boss names and such. There were some really good ones in some of the Sonic games. I like. There was one where you were basically battling a boss while sort of running around a circular platform, and ghost would come out and chase you around, and you'd have to hit certain levers to make him vulnerable, and then then he'd run from you and you attack him. I can't remember the name of the level though, but I think that one was a ton of fun.
Yeah, Sonic had a lot of great fights, because even though you were technically either fighting Robotnik or one of his creations, they usually added mechanics to it that made it interesting. So
yeah,
that's definitely a good choice. Now, you've played games and you've also made games. Out of PC, console, and phone, which one would you say is leading the way for you?
Well, for me, it's the phone and tablet games. They can't compete with the processing power of a like a Xbox game or a game on a dedicated gaming PC. But the convenience of them, like the fact that like you have this gaming system in your pocket, and you can be like, on the subway, and you can pull out a gaming system that has like, as many games as you want to put on it, and and play games, play games there. Just the convenience of phone and tablet gaming is awesome, and I'm a big fan of the turn-based games. I like action games, but I really love the games where you can sort of think and take your turn, and there's a lot of like board games and card games that have made their way to phone and tablet, that are, so you can get that sort of play experience anytime you want, like Star Realms.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so what about accessories? It can be any add-on for a computer, a console, even for tablets, because there's lots of things you can sync with Bluetooth. What would be one of your favorite gaming type accessories?
I guess that would be, for the PC. It's just having a good sound system to go with it, and for the and then just having a really nice controller for like your console games, like that's it's definitely worth it to go out and get get a sweet controller that really feels good in your hands.
That's awesome, because actually that was going to be the second to last question. Is, do you have a favorite controller, either from console days or one that you connected to like a PC?
Not any specific one. I'm terrible like with remembering like product names and that sort of thing. But I've definitely had like controllers for like we have a Wii U, which has some cool games on it. But I like getting the more Xbox or style controllers for those. I'm not a big fan of the wand that they have for that system. It's it's cool for a couple games, but like just having the the controller with the joysticks and the buttons is it's just it just feels more like a video game to me, and has it's much easier to control.
And the last one, what is your favorite classic game? Like, if you had to pick out of the various games that you've played, what would be up there? Or if it's too hard, we'll take a top 3.
Well, for me, it's an easy one. It's strategy card games. So basically, games like Magic or Star Realms or such, where you're playing with cards and you're making strategic and tactical decisions. The games with cards lend themselves to a balance of dealing with strategy and randomness. So there are games that are all strategy, like Go and chess, and those are fantastic games, but I don't love playing them because I like there to be an element of mystery. If I'm sitting down playing against you, I like it if I don't know which one of us is going to win. And if we're playing a game like Go, either you're better than me or I'm better than you, and the person who's better is just winning. Like, the other guy might learn some stuff and get better at the game through the process of being beaten, but unless you happen to play someone who's exactly at your skill level, it's pretty much predetermined who's gonna win the game. So it's playing is more of a learning experience. Whereas with a game like Magic, I can be way better than you and have a better deck, but I might not draw my cards in the right order, and I might, and I could be in trouble. And so while you're playing, you have to think about the various possibilities that could come up, and and basically you're playing for you're playing for your outs. You're trying to figure out, okay, what's the most likely way for me to win, and how do I play to maximize that, those chances. And I just really enjoy that type of play.
That's very cool. And I agree. Like at first, I was hesitant to get into like a card type game on the computer, and then I started playing like Magic, and I even saw some like World War II based card games, and it's really come along. And I really think that that type of play, especially on a phone. I mean, you can go anywhere. You're like in a doctor's office, and you just pull it out and start playing.
If you're doing a first-person shooter on your phone, it's fun, but you really wish you were at home on your game system and
Exactly.
or at your gaming PC, because you're basically playing a terrible version of like the screen's small, the graphics aren't as good, like they're impressive for what they are, but they're limited. But with a strategy game, you can have the full game experience. You can make all the game-changing decisions and such. Sure, the screen's small and the graphics are limited to tablet graphics, but the full gameplay is there, and so those kinds of games really shine on those mobile devices.